Welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Alex Clone, this is Sascha Segan, and today we're going to talk about the top 3 news stories of the day. We're going to answer one of your questions, and we're going to show you one cool thing from the PCMag labs. So let's start with the first news story, which isn't quite a news story yet, but we are speculating about what we might hear at Google's I/O conference tomorrow.
Yeah, Google I/O begins tomorrow. The keynote is at 9 a.m. Pacific, so noon Eastern tomorrow. And this is Google's big party for the year, their big developer conference, and they're expected to announce a range of new Android and Chrome-related things.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see some new wearable devices because they've already announced Android Wear.
Yeah, they've announced Android Wear, and we've already heard about the LG G Watch and the Moto 360, but people haven't really had hands-ons with these devices yet. So we're hoping that we're going to see a lot of G Watches and a lot of Moto 360s actually working at Google I/O. But beyond that, 3 areas that Google has been kind of weak recently that we think we'll see them stepping up in are TV, home, and car. Apple has made a big play for the car with CarPlay, and Google is probably going to come back with something. Google has made its own big move into the home with its purchase of Nest and now Dropcam, and so we may see a bigger Android software package around those ideas. And then on TVs, well, Google's got the little Chromecast out there, but their Google TV platform was basically crushed by Samsung's own smart TV platform, and now LG's WebOS is kind of running rings around them. So it'll be interesting to see what Google has to go up against the Amazon Fire TV and, frankly, Samsung's own proprietary software in the smart TV space.
And do you think we'll be seeing any actual devices or maybe Android 5.0?
Yeah, Android 5.0 is really the big question in my mind. And I think it's interesting that we've heard so few rumors about what's actually in Android 5.0 and about Android 5.0 devices. So I think there's still a big question about whether we are going to see the next version of Android and/or any actual Nexus devices at this show, or whether they're going to save it for the fall.
Well, I/O is happening tomorrow, so check back with us. We're going to have a story. We'll probably be talking about it again in the morning. So let's get into our second story, which is Google, once again Google, they are launching an invite-only domain registration service. So how does that work?
Yeah, now what I think is interesting here is that this is an invite-only beta, so Google is clearly just testing the waters here. They aren't yet moving to completely destroy GoDaddy, which would be a public service that I think most of the universe would be happy with. But what I think this is Google looking to synergize things with Google Apps, and I'm surprised that they didn't do this a long time ago, because Google Apps, I use Google Apps for my own domain name. We actually use Google Apps here at Ziff Davis, and one of the weird things about Google Apps is you sign up for Google's whole cloud-based services suite, and then you have to go out to a third party to register your domain. I mean, Google Web Services is what they do, so it's really surprising that up until now, they haven't had their own domain name registration service. So they're clearly, just as I said, testing this out. It's probably going to be a smooth experience. It's probably going to be really clean. It's probably going to be part of the Google Apps sign-up process. They'll push people to Google Apps. But all of those little registrars out there, GoDaddy, 1&1, you know, the other little Wild West companies that are registering domains, they should probably be a little afraid of this.
Just to be clear, you don't love GoDaddy.
Nobody loves GoDaddy.
And now our third story. Withings just unveiled a new activity tracker, and it is really good looking. It looks just like a standard watch.
Now, my big question, now you've seen this,
yes.
right? One of the big problems I have with all the smartwatches is that the faces are so big to contain the smart information. They make my wrist look little and wimpy, which it is, but I don't want it to look that way. Is this a little more normal watch size?
So here's, just to be clear, it is not a smartwatch. It's an activity tracker, and it just looks exactly like the standard Timex watch that I'm wearing now.
Oh,
it has
that's
the
great.
Same exact size face. It has leather bands. They're either black or brown, depending on which one you want. But it looks just like a nice classic timepiece.
So what does it track?
It tracks all of these standard. It does steps, calories, distance. It does limited sleep. It has the sensors in it can tell if you've been moving, so it'll tell you light or deep sleep. You can wear it in the water as long as you change the bands to a rubber band. So it does pretty much everything from the standard activity tracker.
So what's the downside here? Why doesn't this just kill every other ugly activity tracker on the market?
It is it will be $390.
Okay,
so,
now I see.
Yeah, it is priced much more like a luxury watch than it is a standard $100 to $200 activity tracker.
Okay, but if you want an activity tracker and you don't want to look like, I guess, a gym dork, which I guess is a new kind of dork that our Internet of Things has created, this sounds like a really cool gadget. I can't wait for us to get into the labs.
Yeah, I will say it is the nicest looking activity tracker I've seen yet.
Great. Do we have any idea when we're going to see it?
I think it's supposed to come out this fall, so it's going to be a little while.
Okay, great.
All right, so now let's answer one of our reader questions. And this one comes from a longtime PCMag reader, Dave, who asks via email, how can I prevent my PC from accessing the internet in the background?
Okay, now this is because Dave pretty frequently uses his iPad mini with its cellular data plan as a hotspot. Now, most people out there with hotspot data plans, whether it be a hotspot or a tablet that they're using as a hotspot or a phone that they're using as a hotspot, have very strictly limited cap data on that plan. And if you hook your laptop up to it and you have a lot of background processes running, you could find that you bust your data cap just in a matter of hours. So this is a serious concern. Now, we talked to a bunch of our experts around here, and what they said was, first, you want to run msconfig from your start menu, and you want to look at all the things that start up by default and just uncheck all those Adobe updaters, all those Java updaters, the background iTunes process, everything that you think might run on startup. Then reboot, and hopefully you won't be running most of those things on startup. Then you want to go into Task Manager. You want to see what is still running and kill them. Now, there's also a utility you can download, our network expert says, Samara Lin says, called ProcNet Monitor, which lets you monitor which of the running apps are keeping network ports open. So you can then kill those specifically. But there's no easy, comprehensive way to just say, I don't want to run background network processes like you can on a phone or a tablet. You have to get a little dirty on your PC.
Okay, now let's show you one cool thing from the PCMag labs. And today's cool thing, this is quite a mouthful, it's the Toshiba Satellite P50T-BST2N01.
Now, to show you what is fun and special about this laptop, I have to show you what is in the corner of the screen here. So let's see if this... Do we have focus on that? No, it's pretty much impossible to focus on, huh?
Although it's hard to focus on even if it's not in front of a camera.
Yeah, it's hard to focus on with your eyeballs because...
Well, this is a 4K screen, so we are seeing a teeny tiny little advertisement that hasn't been readjusted to fit the proper resolution.
But if you want just the ultimate in screen resolution on your laptop, this $1,800 laptop has this amazing 4K Ultra HD display. And they really pour on multimedia stuff here. It's got Technicolor certified color, Harman Kardon speakers with DTS sound, very, very much a multimedia performance marvel, except for one thing, right?
Right. Because you have this ultra high resolution screen, unfortunately, it does not have the world's best battery life.
Yeah, and that's why it got 4 stars, but not our editor's choice in our review. Now, to see the full review, go to PCMag.com. The review is up already, and you can see if this gorgeous screen is worth the power trade-off.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.